little foam cutting action here. Is getting a camera case ready to go on this upcoming European tour with Helium in the Wild, which is, or should be, a super cool trip to head out and yeah, basically just let the Euros know that they are still important, and super psyched to be doing a bunch of 𝗨𝗏/Helium things over there. And I've got some really cool stuff planned. So let's see what is out that I'm psyched about and that I can talk about. Is number one, ooh, I think I got this a little bit squirrely. Is we're going to do some cool helium mapping stuff. Is it looks like RAC is going to send out a bunch of their new mapping units to Daniel at 𝗪𝗪𝗁 in Lisbon. And Daniel is then going to figure out how to get those things in Lisbon to work for a rad little mapping thing. And what we're going to do is a mapping game. So it's funny because we'll call it gaming, but it's not gaming like cheating. It's just gaming like having a fun game. And what we'll do is you'll show up in Lisbon at Solana Breakpoint. So this will be somewhere early November. And then you'll get given one of these mappers. And if there's more than 10 people, we'll have to figure something out. And I'm pretty sure there will be, so we probably will. But the idea is that, and maybe you just show up with a buddy. And then show up with a buddy. And then we'll give you a bunch of things to map. And so we'll say, hey, go find, these 7 hotspots or these 9 res 9 hexes, or go get an RSSI of whatever at this location, and give you some time to do it. And then the idea is, there's 10 people all kind of doing the same course. I think I need to turn the heat up here. And it's a race. And so you're cruising around with your mapper, you're seeing kind of real time what you're getting. And because it is the new rack mapper, you can see what's going on kind of at any given time. You can see what hotspots you're hitting. And yeah, whoops, I can see I'm going a little bit fast for this thing. Maybe I need to turn this sucker up to 3. Yeah, and so the whole mapping game is called Here Be Dragons, after the, if you ever looked at old maps where they kind of ran out of things that they knew about, they would just mark the blank space on the map, Here Be Dragons. And I always thought that was super cool. I've used that in a couple of speeches. I will use that in an upcoming talk. It's one of my favorite things to say. But Here Be Dragons will be the name of the mapping game. And ideally what we do is we figure out how to do it really well. We're going to do it in Lisbon and in London. I don't know if I'll have time to do it in Paris. And then we'll have a template for doing it. And then we'll probably do it in Barcelona, because I'll have a couple days in Barcelona at Barcelona Smart Cities. We'll do it there. And then we'll have a template for how to run your own Helium mapping game in your area. And you can set up a super cool little Helium meetup and do some cool mapping. And I think these mappers, I don't know what they're going to cost. I think the usual kind of whiz block, WEO terminal, whatever is, what is it? I'm going to guess here. RAC's going to kill me, but 90, I don't know, maybe 120 bucks, maybe cheaper. Whatever they were, let's see. I think I'm just going to slice that edge there. Wherever they were before. I think we're done there. Let's see how that works out. Oh, that's pretty good. I think we got that. We can turn the hot wire off, and then we'll see if this fits. And this was just a little test run. I wanted to see if the thing would work and if it would cut out a nice cutout for the camera. Yeah, can you see that? Pretty slick. So I'm gonna out in San Diego tomorrow and pick up some head out to San Diego tomorrow and pick up some foam, and yeah, go make the rest of this camera case. But I wanted to come on and talk about what's shaking with this super cool little Helium in the Wild tour that's coming up, and talk a little bit about it. I haven't talked too much about it. Lee and I spent, the whole day today sorting out where we're going and how we're getting there. And, you know, it's, I am not complaining about it because it's going to be a rad trip. But, geez, let me see if I can get the camera right. You know, just sorting out plane tickets and train tickets and hotels and where you're going to stay and how do you get from this place to the next place, and the rest of that is that's international travel. Yeah, but super cool stuff. So we'll do Helium in the Wild. We'll do a meetup in Lisbon, which will be super cool to see Daniel and Max at 𝗪𝗏𝗁 and whoever else is going to show up. I think we got a bunch of other folks showing up for that one. Of course, it's at 𝗪𝗏𝗁, so that'll be super cool there. Yeah, the GK World Tour. I don't know if it's a world tour. It's only 4 cities, Joe, but we'll take it. It's better than what I've done before. What's up, SMO 𝗪𝗏𝗁? I'm going to see you in Paris. I think Lee and I were just figuring out the trains from London to Paris. The bullet train was a great idea. We're going to take that thing in, and then we got to find a place to stay. Lee's got some tea shop that she's been buying tea from there for years, so we'll go check that out, and then I think the next day we'll do a Sunday morning meetup in Paris. I'm super excited. Yeah, Tim, I'm psyched for that too. So that'll be cool. So we'll do a couple things in Lisbon for Solana Breakpoint. I think one of them, I don't know how much this has been announced, but there's definitely a web page about it. There's a proof of physical work thing that 𝗪𝗪𝗁 and Helium are doing, and it's some private party. So I applied to that. Hopefully, I get to go see those guys and see what's going on. And then we'll do a separate Lisbon meetup for Helium stuff, for kind of the Helium in the Wild stuff. We'll do this mapping contest, which should be super cool. And then I'm not sure what else we'll get to do in Lisbon. We're going to do the train thing with Joey. He's setting that up. Did they not invite you already? No, they didn't invite me already, but I'm sure I can get in. I'm pretty sure I can get in all those things. Yeah, maybe they did. Maybe someone did and send it to me, and that's how I got it. But yeah, I'll get in there. Yeah, so that'll be cool. And then what else is going on in Lisbon that I know about? The Joey's train thing. So everybody gets on a train. We'll go through how to hack a couple sensors as the train goes out to some city. We'll walk around the city for a couple hours and then come back. We'll get all that on film on this camera. And then, which I've been madly working and figuring out how to use. And then we head up to London. I've got the deal isn't signed yet, but if I get what I want, and I'm pretty sure I will, I'm gonna blast through my budget. So some of the budget will get shifted around from some other places, but we've got a ripping venue in London, and I'll announce it as soon as it's confirmed, and that'll be super cool. Super cool to hang out there, to get a bunch of the folks down. So we'll get BFG Neil down there, get Big Dave Akers, we'll get Bill Klee from Nova Scene down. He's got a buddy who's done a bunch of 𝗲𝗏𝗏 stuff in Blenheim. Is that a Sony A7 MK1? No, it is a Fuji XS10 with a 16-55 lens on it. And I'm pretty new to all this stuff, so figuring it out as fast as I can. But this is the same camera I've been shooting all my stuff on since the stuff started looking good. Yeah, so the London thing will be rad. We're going to have, I think Bill is going to give a presentation on what he's doing, how he's built a 𝗲𝗏𝗏 business in London. That guy has done a ton of stuff with BMS, with building management systems. So that's going to be really cool to go to. And then I think Neil is going to talk about Brompton, and that'll be rad. Super cool. And I'm going to see if I can get Neil to twist our arm and have him bring a couple bikes down so we can see what those look like. I am pretty sure at least one hotspot manufacturer, if not two, are going to sponsor the Helium in the Wild tour. So we'll have a couple hotspots to give away at those things. And I think what we'll do is like give those away as prizes for the mapping contest that we're going to do with the rack mappers. So that should be super cool. And then let's see, I'm also trying to put together a panel for the London event. So that'll be super good to see that, because it's the venue. I don't want to like oversell it, but it is rad. And if we can pull this off, it'll be super cool. So we'll do a panel on Helium. If you guys have any questions about that you'd like to see about kind of where the network is, where it's going, what's going on with it, and especially specific to Europe, then let me know. Hit me on Discord or email or whatever it is. I'm sure you can drop it into the chat here, and I'll start sorting out a panel around that. And And I don't want to make this like the thing, but I want to start involving more women in helium. So try and get some folks, some women on that panel who can contribute and kind of show you that, yeah, this is not just for dudes. So if you know a woman in London who is a LoRaWAN expert or a helium expert or has done a bunch of helium deployments or who can contribute to the community, I would love to meet her and talk to her and bring her in and, yeah, do super cool stuff there. So that's London. And then we go to Paris for, I think we leave the morning of Saturday. We get there Saturday afternoon. Wonderful idea. It's a sausage fest around here. Yep. Yeah, totally. That's not how I would have said it, but I was just reading the chat. So you got me to blast through that. Yeah, but I think it's important we have more different folks in here. Yeah, Paris for 2 days. I think that's going to be pretty brief. We'll do a morning meetup on Sunday, and then I'll go down and see Paul, Disc 91 in his neck of the woods, and then we're going to rent a car from there and drive down to Barcelona. We'll map a bunch of the way, and I think there's one other dude I'm going to try and see in Paris as well. Maybe we'll just get him to come to the meetup, and then we'll be in Barcelona for 3 days for Smart Cities. Yeah, Paul and I don't know how do you say that? What is it, 𝗪𝗵𝘁? That's my best French right there. So yeah, we'll hang out with him, and then down to Barcelona, and then I think 𝗪𝗵𝘁 is down in Barcelona, and he is going to help me organize a. I got lucky, huh? He's gonna help me organize a meetup down there. So if you're in Barcelona, and you want to do helium stuff down there, and you want to get your helium peeps together, or I would love to see TTN folks. I also love to see like any IoT stuff. Is that we've got all these people coming together. There's no reason to restrict it just to helium, and we'll do a meetup down there as well as another kind of mapping. What do they call them? It's like fox and hare or fox and hound, or I don't know, rabbit and hound, something like that. So cool. 𝗪𝗁. I could get a couple of helium folks in Paris. Yeah, cool. So we'll do that. That'll be like a Sunday morning thing in that place that you said there was a 𝗏𝗡𝗏𝐴𝐵𝐶𝐻. I'm sure I'm not saying that right. Cafe of Happiness is what I'm understanding that to be. So that should be super, super cool there. It'll get a bunch of people together. I'll get my croissant fix taken care of, and we'll talk about helium stuff. We may do a really short mapping thing. I think I'll bring these mappers around to every stop, and then at the end of the tour, I've got 10 of them, we'll figure out who the winners were for the various places and just mail them off to the winners. Certainly I can't use them back in the US, and I don't see any reason to hoard all the good stuff. I want to make sure that you guys get a crack at it, and we'll have the hotspots given away. So if you know someone who wants a hotspot or really is kind of interested in helium, yeah, bring them there and have a map, and we'll see how that goes. So that is what's going on. I'm going to do a is helium coin done, the unit. I don't know what that means, dude. Is the helium coin done? I don't know. I think HNT has been on the exchanges for a while, but maybe I'm missing something else, and it's totally likely I'm missing something else. I missed the announcement of the 2 new 5G networks on State of the Network. I think those had gone live that morning or the day before, and I think someone asked me about it. I'm like, nope, I don't know of any others out there. And then Max Immediate was like, hey, you idiot, there's 2 more that are on there. So yeah, I may not have only not misunderstood, but I just may be missing the boat on that one. What else is going on? I think that's going to take up a lot of my attention for the next couple weeks. Although it looks like I'll be doing work with another blockchain and meat space project starting next week, which is super exciting. I've been working with GeoNet, helping those guys out, and that has been really cool to watch how one blockchain and meat space project kind of learns from the mistakes of Helium, which was obviously the first and so far the biggest and the best, but always things to learn from and to do better. And that has been super cool. So seeing what's going on there. Yeah, between these like 3 or 4 different clients and then this tour, I think I'm going to be ultra busy. But yeah, that's the deal. Let me know what's going on with you guys. I think I've got some stuff coming up for governments. Do I think it can go back to 50? Oh, you're psyched on this helium thing, the unit. Yeah, I can go back to 50. I don't see why not. Are you doing the 3 days of Breakpoint? I am. So I think we'll be there the entire time of Breakpoint. Yeah, we just got to figure out what we're going to do there, and really like how do we like use the time as well as possible to promote helium and to promote IoT and the use of helium and what having a worldwide network, a global network entails, and really kind of a Euro-wide network is the focus of this thing. So that's kind of the push. I think we're going to cruise around and see what coverage looks like, how we can deploy sensors to use, and yeah, basically help everybody either build a business or get better or get healthier or stronger or faster or richer or whatever it is. So that's the point there. So if you've got ideas on how to use helium, if you're using helium, if you've got a business and you're running something on helium, you know, even if it's just running a bunch of hotspots, you know, that is not as exciting as it was, but still not too shabby. Yeah, I'd like to talk to you about it. So I'm way more interested in sensors and the rest of it. What is going on with this? Let me see if I can clean the camera up. I just realized that it's pretty. Make sure there's nothing, no personally identifying information back there. I've been working with HiveMapper. I'm going to do proof of, yeah, HiveMapper stuff is super cool. That's what I'm going up to HiveMapper on. I fly up there Wednesday. I'll be up in San Fran Wednesday night. I get up there. And then Thursday, Thursday morning, be doing something with them that will get released later. And then Thursday all day, HiveMapper demo. Yeah, Joe told you. Thursday all day, we're doing the HiveMapper Fleet Day. I'm moderating that event for those guys. And I just went over a bunch of the talks with them. That'll be super, super cool. Lucky you, I wish I could go meet them in San Fran. Yeah, I wish you could too. It's, yeah, it is. Luck and hard work go hand in hand on this one. Yeah, so all this stuff going on there, it will be all about how to run a better fleet on HiveMapper. And some of the stuff they've been talking about so far is pretty cool. It's obviously different than running one hotspot. It's a totally different thing. You're mapping with a camera. You're not doing stuff with radio waves. So that'll be pretty cool. We'll do the talk about how they're using helium and then what happens next for them. And it looks like 25th of October. No, I think it's the 20th of October. Yeah, I think it's 20th of October. I think I fly up the 19th, and then I'm there the 20th, and then I come back the evening of the 20th. So as soon as the event's over, I'm going to boogie out and get back here and crush. That's the plan. Get back in the workshop and finish all the things that I have not yet finished, and get ready for helium in the wild. So that's what's going on. If there's anything that I can help you guys with, folks watching this either now or later, reach out and let me know. I am most interested in helping stuff get bigger in Europe. So if you've got a Euro-based business, or if you're in Europe and you're running helium stuff and you just have questions, let me know. I want to hear all about it. I want to hear what the struggles, challenges, obstacles, opportunities, all those things are, so we can spread that good word. What's that 𝗓𝐸 place tail in the background? That is this guy. Is a 𝗚𝗵𝘁, and I have not flown this since I hucked it into the air without checking the trim first and smashed it into the almost immediately super hard into the ground. So this is a really nice 𝗓𝐸 plane, but I haven't flown it that much, and since finding helium I haven't done much 𝗓𝐸 stuff at all. There's a couple other little sailplane gliders up there, and a little 𝗓𝐸 helicopter that have got almost no use since I fell down the helium rabbit hole, which I'm sure some of you guys can understand. Do a helium network. Let me see if I can read this whole thing. Throughput and capabilities test. I'm sure Paul would have ideas, capability constraints for someone creating apps devices. Yeah, there's some cool stuff going on with the whole chip stack thing right now, Joe. I'm seeing that in a couple different channels as people experiment with that. There's a really cool top secret project that I've been working on for a while. And if that goes, that will make it really easy. Helium definitely is a rabbit hole. Yeah, totally. This thing will make it super easy for anyone to use the helium network, and really to use sensors super easily and to make a business out of it. So that's kind of the plan, is to see how do we make it super easy for anyone to make a business out of helium with just a couple clicks. So that's the big plan there. Yeah, I think that's most of what's going on. I didn't announce this, so not a ton of people on. I don't want to waste a ton of your time. I know that my bride is chomping at the bit to go walk the dogs, and I've got to knock a couple things out still. It's 7 o'clock on a Sunday night, and I haven't finished all my weekend chores. So I will unclip this thing from the holder. And then, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the foam cutting. That's what we ended up with, this little thing right here, which I think is it's gonna fit this camera. It does fit the camera super well. Yeah, psyched. I will see you guys later. All right, I managed to ding my little thing on the camera and get it facing the wrong way around, but yep, peace, better.